This is Amber with thelovegal.com and youtube.com/thelovegal and law-of-attraction-blueprint.com. And in today's video, I'll be talking about how to manifest when your mind is working against you. And when I say that, I mean there is something that you want to manifest, but your mind is telling you it's not possible. Your mind is telling you you won't get it. Your mind is telling you everything that is working against your manifestation. So in this video, I am going to be giving you tips and techniques that you can do starting today to get your mind on the same track as what you want. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell to get notified about when I drop new content. My channel is primarily about manifestation techniques, law of attraction techniques, law of assumption techniques. I give all kind of techniques and hacks that you can practice or you can try, because one thing may not work for you, but another thing will. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Now, the first step is to get a piece of paper or a journal or something that you can keep near you. You could also do this on your note app on your phone, your tablet. You can do this in Google Docs or Microsoft Word. But I need you to keep track of this list. And what this list is a list of all the reasons why you do deserve it, why it is going to come to you, why your manifestation wants you just as much as you want it. So for example, you may be struggling with manifesting money. And a lot of us do. You're not alone. But if you don't believe that money is easy to get, then money won't flow to you. So what I want you to do is make a list of every reason why money is going to flow to you and it is going to get to you on time. So my list would start out as abundance is my birthright. Next probably would be they are printing money every day. My next one would be there is plenty enough money to go around. Number 4 will probably be I deserve money. I am a good person. Number 5 will be money isn't hard to get, etc. You can make it even more personal. I'm not sure of your situation, but another one could be every time I needed money, money has found me on time. So basically what I'm telling you is that you have to give reasons why you are going to get it. What you're doing, you're retraining your mind. More than likely, you have been in survival mode your whole life. There's a good chance that you have been in survival mode and you're tired, right? So your mind is telling you, yeah, I'm going to manifest this money. And then on the other hand, it's like, no, you're not. So you have to get your mind to say, oh no, without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to get this money. But you have to make it personal to you. Doubt is natural to seep in, but you have to combat that doubt with reasons as to why you are going to get it, regardless of what your mind is trying to tell you. I'm going to give an example, just a quick one. If you guys are familiar with me, I'm a sports bettor, and I made a bet today. I bet on the NBA because I love basketball. I have always loved basketball. I've been watching it since I was a kid, right? So I'm familiar with teams and players and stuff like that and their mannerisms. So today, my cousin had sent me a basketball slip, right? Because I put like my first winning slip on Twitter. And I was saying, hey, this is like my first trophy. I started in November. So literally on the slip, it says at the bottom, November 1st, right? So he sent me his slip and then I sent him mine. But this slip, I rushed it, right? There is a player named Nicholas Claxton. He plays for the Brooklyn Nets, right? He's a center. And he has never steered me wrong when it came to clearing dunks. So pretty much what it is, if you're not familiar, you have to vote or more or less. So every time I pick him, he clears it for me, right? But today I rushed the slip. I wasn't really paying attention to the actual number of dunks he had to get. Because usually they have it where he has to get more or less than 1.5 dunks. So that's 2, right? Easy. He could do that, right? So when my cousin sent me his, I sent him mine. And then when I looked at my slip, it said he needs 2 dunks. And I said more. So that means he needs 3 dunks. And I was like, doubt started to set in because every time I picked him, he only cleared 2 dunks per game, right? And I'm like, oh, shoot. So I told myself, I'm looking at him like, yeah, he needs 3. I know he usually does 2 for sure. But he's playing against a player that centers are very competitive against. He's playing against Wemby. tonight, right? You know, the 7'5" guy from France. And something told me, I was like, okay, yeah, doubt started to seep in, but I was like, well, centers are very competitive against him. So more than likely he's going to try to show out. And Wemby is way bigger than Claxton. So what he's going to have to do, he can't put up too many floaters or too many layups, right? So he's going to have to dunk this more. So I should clear that just fine. NBA is 4 quarters, right? Nick Claxton ended up getting 3 dunks by the second quarter. Cleared it before halftime. I hope you understand the example I'm giving. Doubt started to seep in my mind. I'm like, man, I'm not going to get this one because he usually only does 2, but now I need 3. But I was like, no, wait. He's going to get this because he's going to have to dunk it more because Wemby could block him more this game. And it ended up happening. So I'm going to give one more example of this list. You could be in a disagreement with somebody that you love dearly, and you guys can be in no contact, right? And it's breaking your heart because you know you love this person and you know this person loves you, but it just wasn't working, right? But ultimately, you want to fix this relationship. And the thing that is playing in your head over and over again is the fact that you guys aren't speaking. The fact that your last argument was brutal and it is hurting your feelings. So what happens in manifestation is that what you think about and what you focus on, that is ultimately what manifests. So if you're constantly thinking about the last argument or the fact that you guys aren't talking, guess what? That is being projected into the future. So if you look around you, you look at your life, you are the co-creator of your life, right? Your life is mirroring what's going on in your mind. So you have to change how you think about the situation. So with the list, I will make a list and say, I'm just going to name the person George. But for example, if I'm into it with somebody named George, then I will be like, deep down, George and I really love each other. Deep down, George and I really love spending time with each other. George and I have an amazing time, and we're always laughing together. I love when George does this. George calls me every day. George told me one time that he can't see his life without me. Give reasons as to why this reconciliation is going to happen. Ultimately, you're retraining your mind. Keep adding to this list all throughout the day. It doesn't have to be 30 at a time. You can start out with 1 or 2 in the morning when you wake up, 1 on your lunch, 2 before bed, and keep going like that. As you think of things, reasons as to why you're going to get your manifestation, keep adding it to the list. And when you are having doubts, go back and reread this list. Now, the second part of this list is everything you love about receiving the manifestation. I'm going to give 2 examples. One is money, and then one if you're dealing with a person, so you could really grasp the concept of what I'm telling you. Let's start with the person. So you and your person isn't on speaking terms, and you keep thinking about the fact that you guys are into it, right? You're not getting along. You're not speaking to each other. We got to stop that. The next part of this list is going to be all the memories that you love. So if George and I are into it, I'm not going to think about the fact that we are into it. I'm going to be thinking about my favorite time when he took me out, my favorite time that we spent together, the one time that we laughed so hard where we were crying, things like that. I'm going to be giving a list of those moments, the happy moments, and I'm going to be thinking and listing out those. You know, I'm grateful for the time that George and I went to Six Flags, and it was just a great time. It was a very happy moment. I love when we both spend time with each other and have a great day. Things like that. Now, when it comes to money, you could make a list and say, I love the time where I found money on the ground. I love the time where my best friend gave me money out of nowhere. That was pretty cool because I wasn't expecting it. I love the time where I had way more than enough money in my bank account to pay my bills and buy what I wanted. I love the time where I paid off everything. You get where I'm going with this? Think of all the times you did have money, and that was great. For me, one affirmation or one list item that I do say is, I love when I receive money back to back, or I love when I don't have to work for money. Making money is fun. Ooh, I love when I have enough money to buy whatever I want. Think about all the times that has happened. But try not to think about the debt and the fact that you need money for Thursday. Think about all the times that money did flow to you, because what you focus on is going to manifest. So make these lists. Have fun with it. Like I said, you could write it down, you could journal, you could put it in your phone, you could do it on your computer, your tablet. It doesn't matter. Whatever is more convenient for you. Don't overthink it. Is this a form of scripting? In my opinion, it is. It is. Anytime you write down on that piece of paper, things get real. So let's write down things that we actually want to happen. One of my favorite testimonials that was sent into me by one of you guys, I had a Miss Lady. She emailed me and she said her goal was to make $2,000 in a month. That's very realistic, right? But what ended up happening, I have guided scripting sheets and it guides you where you're focusing on what you do want instead of what you don't want. So she had the money one, right? And by the time she got done with it, instead of making $2,000 in a month, she said, making $2,000 every 3 days is the new normal for her. So the point of these lists, the point of scripting is to focus on what you do want, put your intention out there of what you do want. And my second tip, of course, guys, I'm going to talk about visualizing. Of course. It's my favorite. I'm a Pisces. But visualizing is very, very impactful. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to explain why. You are training your mind with pictures, images. And what's going to end up happening, your brain is going to end up believing it. Hey, this is real. So it's going to end up happening. Before I was even heavily into manifestation, I'm going to tell you guys a story. For my OG people, my OG subscribers that have been here for a very long time, you guys know this story. So before I even realized what I was doing, I didn't even realize what I was doing until I got into manifestation, really started looking into it and stuff. So back in the day, my boyfriend and we were not on great terms. And you know how it is when you go through a breakup, you're thinking about that person, and at night is when it hits you the most. So at night, what I would end up doing is thinking about cuddling him and being with him as I fell asleep. And I was doing it for comfort, like not because I was trying to manifest. I didn't even know what that was at the time. But what ended up happening, I remember having a dream about him coming over. And I remember this dream to this day. I was in my dorm. And my laptop, it was open, and a message from him. That's back when Facebook was like super, super popular, right? I got a Facebook Messenger thing because I was on desktop version of Facebook, right? And I got a messenger. It popped up, and you know, when you get a messenger pop up, it goes pop, and the message pops up, right? This was back in 2010, something like that. And the message said, hey, I'm about to come over. Y'all, this was a dream, okay? And of course, every night before I went to bed, I was thinking about being with him, cuddling with him, because I was heartbroken, y'all. So I ended up drifting off to sleep and having this dream. And that was it. Tell me why that exact same scenario that I dreamed about ended up happening in real life. What does that mean, Amber? Like I want to say tenderizing my subconscious mind and I was telling it every night that, hey, this is still my man. This is still my man, without even trying. I didn't know what manifestation was back then, but looking back at it, as I was drifting off to sleep every night, I'm thinking about being with him and all the good times and all of that stuff. So the next thing I'm telling you, visualize as you go to sleep. When I tell you certain things, it's not because I'm guessing or anything like that. I'm telling you because it has worked. And you do this every night as you drift off to sleep and you start having dreams about it. Baby, I'm here to tell you, it's coming. It's coming. I've done this with money. I've done this with all kind of stuff. So remember, always, you are the co-creator. You are in charge, and everything that you're thinking about is going to mirror into your future.